Hi there. So now I will pick. I don't even know. I didn't check just now. So I will pick 4 cards for you, and yeah, I will do that first, I guess. Right? Because if I start rambling, you know how it goes. It just goes on and on and on. Yeah, there is a lot of thoughts going on in my mind, so probably I do best to start with the cards. Here we go. I will use the wisdom of the House of Night. Actually, I should have moved the chair right before because I don't sit straight now. I do it now. No, I can sit like this anyway. Okay. Let's see how it goes. So this is for the first commenter. I will pick 4 cards or maybe more. Sometimes they suggest a card. Yeah. Lots of thoughts. Oh, I just want to ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble. Okay. Starting with the card anyways. Okay, for the first commenter. Vision, Aphrodite. I actually saw Aphrodite like in a vision, talking about vision and Aphrodite. I think it was the day my meditations have like become, it's like a totally different scale now. They're just amazing. So, but what I saw then was like, yeah, what can you say? Almost like Black Madonna, but Black Aphrodite then. Yeah, interesting. Was the one I saw. I'll read it for you, the first commenter. When you choose this symbol or get this card, then it means that no matter what you lose in your life, something better will replace it. One day in my house of night, there will be a young, beautiful vampire who will lose her mark but gain great vision into the future. Even if a loss feels devastating at the moment, you still have so much to gain. If your question is about the future, choose another card. I don't know if you have a question, so I will choose another card. The magical vision that you will receive here gives you the temporary power to see the future as a vast place full of possibility and potential. Your next card will provide insight into the conditions ahead of you. To know the future is to be prepared. So this one card have a blonde Aphrodite person on top of it, or I mean in the image, and the full moon in the background. Yeah, like a modern, beautiful kind of woman. Yeah, representing her. So for the future for you then, let's see. The Groove. Isn't that a Madonna song? Get into the groove. First Aphrodite and Black Madonna I talked about that. Like, boy, you gotta prove your love to me. No boys. Don't have to prove anything. Okay, let's see now. 21. If you're a man, maybe then. Those are very few. Okay. I'm so mocking when it comes to that, but I'm just like having my own sense of little humor. I don't mean it in a very degrading way though. And as I said before, if you haven't heard that before, this is from a novel about this Wisdom of the House of Night. Or a novel, I think it's many. I haven't read them, like fantasy ones about vampires and such. I haven't read them. That's why they kind of relate to those topics, by the way, if you wonder. Here it's like in a groove then, like a little place in the woods, almost looks like. And there is a cat laying on an old type of sofa. I don't know, there are some other things, maybe leaves. There are autumn leaves around here. I think the cat here represents you, and it's almost like that sofa is another furniture thing, or if it's just a carpet and there are stairs down here, I think, or up to there. And maybe there is a waterfall behind, I'm not sure. I think so. Let's see now. I, Nyx, the goddess of night, invite you to my groove to heal your wounds and mend your heart. Now is the time to apologize to anyone you have harmed, make your friendships whole again, and choose healing over anger and pain. Choosing my beautiful groove is a powerful sign that you are at a wondrous and strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one is perfect yet. Imperfection is perfect as it is. If you are hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take this time to be there for this person. The sacred groove heals all aches and pains, especially a heart that has been wounded. Beautiful, almost like the picture I just decided to use that for this audio. Somewhat, I don't know, it gave me this kind of feeling as well. Yeah. Oh, that can be really, really difficult. I actually never before thought of myself as, yeah, well, in a way. In a way I knew that inside. Maybe I didn't act it outwardly, but yeah, I'm quite proud actually. No one would, I mean, some people would not agree at all. And when I look back at some of my behaviors and so, I wouldn't either. But yeah, I am. And I have actually always been. I don't know. I've been quite confused just in certain ways. Yeah. So it can be really hard. And I do understand that. Yeah. It have to also, at least for me personally, it needs to be authentic. Otherwise I can't do it. And lots of people that I've just, touched on to, or that I don't know them well, or, or that I also, I have to talk about one thing now. Just now. I think there are mountains, on the picture as well. I've thought about that today. I mean, it comes and goes, the whole forgiveness. Every time I get super mad at someone, I need to also kind of work with that part of myself. I do understand that to get there, and maybe fully get there, would be awesome. But I also know myself better than that. So at times I also think I prepare for worse scenarios, this whole, are you daydreaming or nightmaring? Sometimes I'm nightmaring just because I think it is sort of a protection measure. And then I can go all in to rage almost in my mind. Like as if I seek an opportunity to how can I say this? I now need to address a lot of more things, and I was going to pull the cards first. Yeah, I was like, I just, there are a few things that I half know of, and some things I know of, and, never mind. But anyways, there is one person that angers me. And I guess that's the only one. And that's also silly. If you have one you're angry at, you could probably just let go of that, and then you don't have to be angry. I mean, how easy if it's just one, But there are, of course, others I could be angry at, but I'm just not. I don't want to invest that in them, I guess. So, anyways, this person that I've mentioned several times, former boyfriend, long ago traumatic situations, and that I've kept going, apparently more so than I knew. And also afterwards realizing how trusting I actually have been, although I did not understand that all the lies he fed me with, I just, without even double checking it with anyone or like even questioning, just taking his words for whatever he have said, is like amazingly trusting. And I think that's beyond something I would ever do again, which is good. I've learned very, very slowly. Anyways, just thinking about these mountains, right before I stopped having, maybe a couple of months before, I don't remember, it was like some time before, it could have been longer, way longer even beforehand, but I saw a vision of him trying to reach me and he couldn't, and he was at mountains, and this is just very weird, very, very weird to me, to talk about. But when I haven't done like those police work of sorts, but I watched these, they were called like Sensing Murder almost, like it, and it was mediums. This was many years ago, and they were doing cold cases or old cold cases, and I was so fascinated by that and wanted to do it, and so I tried to tune into Katrine, I think her name was Katrine DaCosta, and actually there is someone living, one of those who found parts of her body, lived close to where my dad lives. The policemen, they were out, a couple in a boat, I think, and found parts. Anyways, they haven't recovered her whole self, let's say, or body parts. And so I just saw those mountains. I don't know, why would they be in a mountain? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know what it represents to me anyways. But that's something that kind of bothered me, that I could not resolve. It was like I almost saw this map or wherever. Anyways. Yeah, it bothers me sometimes when I see things that I can't do anything about. And oftentimes that's the case. So, anyways, and also there have been a few not a few times, actually just one time, when I offered a free reading to someone who didn't afterwards. I also dislike not having feedback. If you talk to someone, you hear it immediately, of course. But if you would write a few things, they would maybe leave it for a while, and that bugs me. But this person, I don't know why, but I have tuned in and seen a few things, but I have not been able to pass it forward. And that's okay, and now it's some time ago, so it's not really accurate, I guess, at the time now, as much anyway. So, but still, that's strange to do that, and then not to pass it forward. Although maybe in cards, and it's interesting how some people prefer cards, but I understand the fact that you see the cards. Sometimes here you don't see the cards, but right now when I do it this way. Anyways, back to the whole. I saw this guy trapped. I wouldn't say trapped, by the way. He was up in the mountains, far away. He couldn't reach somewhere, in a way. And he couldn't reach me. He wanted actually to reach me. And I didn't understand anything about that. And since we have been in touch more or less all the time, or not cut it for good before, that's interesting how that came to be. But when it comes to this whole forgiveness anyways, sometimes I guess the worst person I could ever me, I mean, not me, meet, but others. But also I think about threats that I've gotten over the years from this particular person, or like half threats sometimes, or saying like, oh, I don't know, and I think, oh gosh, I'm so much worse than that, and it's almost like it's bubbling in me to just have that side coming out. I'm far worse. You should be glad I don't, threaten you, is what I feel. Or I wouldn't do that. If I did, I would just do it. Yeah. You hear? So, back to the forgiveness now. Back to the forgiveness. Yeah, but I just, I know. I don't know how other people feel, but I have this range of all kinds of, I guess everyone does have it. They may not be aware of all the sides of themselves, maybe. But I mean, I have lots and lots of compassion and tolerance, and I've practiced that extremely much. But I also have way other things that I haven't explored. I was almost going to say I won't explore them if I can avoid it, but I mean, yeah, I can, yeah, I don't know. I guess probably many people have that. Know that there somewhere is this, I don't know, side that would be like more dangerous than anything or anyone else. And I don't mean towards yourself. I mean like, it's just, or maybe it just happens to people who are pushed quite far, and then you realize that you do have that. But I always knew that, honestly. But I'm more aware of it than I used to be. And about the whole forgiveness, oh gosh, I don't have to ramble about that. This was for you, so. But there are, after all this time, all this living, I realized that there is no forgiveness here to be found for some people. I mean, yeah, no, I won't say how far I can go in my thoughts. But yeah, it's not. There will never be again. I've been very forgiving for forever, almost, like it feels like. And I'm done with that. And it's not that I want to harm anyone or that I have others that I don't forgive. It's actually this person. Because it have been a ongoing fraud, and I don't get so mad at others because I just see them as, this is also kind of horrible in a way, but I see them more like puppets in a sort of sense, and probably in some way this one is too. And also all the what do you say, that I saw when I was like 20 and had this hush psychosis, and I saw this one flying towards me like a demon, like, and I just screamed. And like on those, we had the Wall, Pink Floyd, the film, and it was like those who was just flying for, I don't know if you've seen it, it was long ago, so I don't even remember how they looked like, but I remember the whole extreme shock and surprise that he would like, not that I believe in demons as such, but this was before he ever showed like violence towards me, maybe towards my things at the time, a few things, or a wall, or a door to, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I get like unforgiving, and I have always been like wanted to be on the side of like everyone should have new chances and you should listen to, and then I just start to feel like no, just this whole lock them in, throw away the key kind of person I start to become like almost. And honestly feeling that way, no, I wouldn't want anyone to suffer. And also there are people that I've written with actually online that have been so angry at them because of how they are unforgiving and how they have not understanding of all the things that may lay behind and all the things that influence a person. And I do in my mind realize that that's also correct, my view on that. At the same time, those who have said that's like too mild, almost too, prison is like you get you are. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I haven't ever been in prison so far. No, hopefully I won't. But I start to feel like that also. It's just too mild. However many years. In some cases, in many cases, I would start to feel like that actually, which is like horrible. Maybe it's just today. Maybe I'm just extra unenlightened or something today. No, I'm not. I feel more connected than most times. But yeah, anyways. I just have a very hard time having compassion sometimes, yeah. When people, oh gosh, now I will. When people mess with other people's lives and intently harm them, even harm their psyches, they try to like bring them down in all kinds of ways. That's so extremely mean. And also using all tricks, as these gaslighting techniques and all sorts of ways, Oh, yeah, I feel a little violent streak in me starting to bubbling up. No, I don't know. But I also think it was a little bit triggered. I listened to a video by those. I've put some links beneath from a certain page. Actually, I like those free men that I've heard about. Or I mean, some. I don't like violence, and I don't believe that. But I guess I'm like, yeah. I think I don't have to define myself in any kind of way. But I guess I'm more anarchistic than I ever knew. And it doesn't mean that I would like a violent revolution of sorts, or that I think that would be a good idea. But I think we need to be enlightened, and we need to grow in consciousness, and then that's the vision. Because the way it works now, I don't see that is actually working very well. Some people just I just don't see that as the best vision, just. Although in many ways that also have its ups and downs. Anyways, I listened to this channel. I won't mention whatever the channel is. And now they thought they were like mockingly, I mean, calling it like they were showing back on stuff they have showed on their channel, and calling it like thug life and so on. And portraying themselves as the thugs, which is interesting also. I mean, shouldn't they then portray the other ones that they interview, let's say, or half attack sometimes maybe, or shouldn't they ask them or not ask them, but shouldn't they portray them that way then, instead of themselves, as it apparently mean like violent criminal? Is that how they see themselves, or are they? I mean, there are several people who want also to feed off of good ideas. I mean, what I mean is, like, I've heard those free men, and I will put the link to that beneath, though, if I find it now, the video. And they seem like, I don't know them, I don't know how they are, but at least they speak in a less boyish manner, let's call it that. They don't have to be very mocking and degrading and sort of, I don't know, they just tell what they see and how they see things, and that wins more respect in my mind anyway than those who more or less just try to make others, I don't know what they try to even, but it surprised me that, so now I unsubscribed. Although I like the basic ideas, I don't know the purpose of them. Some people actually do want to create chaos just to be able to themselves run the show, want to make people question the order that is, because that will bring more power to them, as, like, I don't know, as I said, like gangsta. I mean, it could be like it was supposed to be a joke, as it seemed, but these persons are so freaking aware of everything, every little meaning, what it could, what the, like, flashlights are, let's say, on. So, I mean, they know. So this is like, you know, those tricky things where you are too apparent to be, I don't know this, I'm just rambling. It's almost like those where you are, when it seems so obvious, so it can't be true, like that kind of thing. I think that's the trick they're trying to make. So now in my mind they are what they say, maybe making it seem like a joke. I don't know. But the basic ideas, though, even if they would maybe exploit, I mean, I don't know if they do. But anyways, I've reacted at that beforehand, even when they talk, the way they express themselves, really, yeah, that it may sound really awesome to others. To me, it sounds, I don't know. I wonder how I sound to them. Super smart, I guess. No, but I mean, I don't. They wouldn't listen to me, I'm sure, unless they had some aim for that. But let's hope not then. But yeah, no. Now, when people talk like that, but maybe it's just their ways, and maybe it's just maybe they have good aims. Who am I to tell? But that anyway disturbed me too much. I mean, I don't really understand that fact, because if you know that some people with threats and violence hurt a lot of people, and try to, like, force stuff on others, that's like the opposite of anarchy then, and cause so much pain and so much suffering and so much fear and hate and all kinds of bad stuff. Why would you want to portray yourself as that in any way, shape, or form? I do not understand that. I don't understand it. I really don't, and I think it's silly, and I think it's I don't think it's silly, honestly, because I think they show who they are without showing it, kind of thing. Oh God, I hope they don't listen to this. But otherwise, if not, that seems to me really, really silly then. If they have an agenda, which I do think they have on everything they do, then it's just disturbing, maybe. But anyways, I don't have to care about that. It was just that I kind of tried to listen into it, and I think the ideas are great. I just think that, as I said, some ideas can be used in the hands of not very loving people, obviously, or well-meaning ones. They may have their selfish reasons to make you distrust others, let's say. Yeah, I will just leave it at that. Okay, so next cards. And I don't think that everyone who ever think they are good are like that, though. But those who had the idea of that video, I'm skeptic about those. Alright, moving on. And yeah, as I said, to me, it just seems really, really childish. Like, silly, boyish. Oh. But anyways, I have nothing to do with that, so whatever. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next, the number 2 commenter. I hope no one comments on this video. And I guess I should... Yeah, it would be good for me if I just took some videos down even before I upload them, like this one. No, I won't. Okay, the card for second commenter. Let's see. Oh, here she comes up again. Aphrodite. I already read it, the vision. So I will see what vision there is for you then. The second commenter. Number 2 commenter. Here we go. Don't forget, it says, and then summon. Number 28 and 13 in this deck. Don't forget, you've been through this before. You don't have to learn it again. What is that then? Leave them be. Let's see what it is for you. Here is a reminder into the future. Yeah. My child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you have already learned. When I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly or choose another direction? Well, that's the question. When you draw the symbol for reminder, you are being asked to remember all you have learned about life and love up until now. Oh, I want to ramble to each of these cards all the time. I'm sorry. Don't forget what you know already, as it isn't necessary to learn the same thing twice. Then again, how else do you learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I will surely catch you. Remember what you know. And yeah, I just want to say a few words on my thoughts. I think all the cards are for me now. Remember all you have learned about life and love up until now. Oh gosh, I am really, really still learning. But I've also learned that I can be absolutely wrong when I thought I was absolutely right. And that's a good thing to learn. And also that love is actually the most valuable thing. I have been ready to sacrifice my love. No, not my love. My life for love. I'm not ready to sacrifice much. I hope I wouldn't have to. But yeah, that's the meaning of life, you know, love. So in my case it is anyways. So, I mean, that's the most important thing. Nothing else matters, actually. And it's only when you are in touch with love and the love you feel, and so that you know that. If you're not, of course it's not the most important thing, because you're like detached from yourself and from life. Even then, it's the only way to live fully, is to love. And I do love, although I try not to be overwhelmingly loving, which is a trait I usually I can have that. So I try to not be as I used to. Oh, difficult. Well, anyways, yeah. So I guess I haven't learned a lot more. Hey, baby. Yeah. About love. No, I've learned that even those, you could say, I mean, the moments, and now I hear also Kate Bush again, like the moments of pleasure, the moments of love, they have been everything. So even the person I mentioned over and over, which I should stop doing, just leave it be. Even there, I recall so many moments of love, and really intense, unconditional love, even, I guess. But how can it be if I don't? But I do still have those. I cannot disconnect from those, even though I can feel quite unforgiving. I mean, it sounds very much like a paradox, I know. But yeah, what was, I can love that still. But not that one. Not the actions and the fake that have been going on. No. So yeah. Maybe this is not a question for me to answer what I've learned about love, but I love to ramble. That. What I've learned about love, that it's just the only thing that matters. At the core of things, it's just that. The other things are just, I don't know, entertainment or distractions. Or love is like everything. Everything else is just beautifying or uglifying things around that love. That's just everything. And it's life itself in so many ways. I mean, in many ways, it's the way we also continue life, when new babies are born or whatever. So, yeah, that's just at the core of everything. And it's mysterious also. It's really strange how you can, I don't know, I get obsessed. That's the kind of, talking about patterns, this reminder. I think that's the really, really bad pattern. But at the same time, the what I love, it's like probably some relate that to a drug, and that's easily understood, not only because you get maybe addicted, but because of the whole chemistry. Also, I thought that I was already done with the whole. I'm just at the age where you can stop having menstruations and such. And I thought that because from the beginning of summer somewhere, it was just nothing like that, which I was kind of relieved by. It's way easier, although there is such a power magically also in that period, which I had for like 6 months last year, so without break almost, and that's, yeah. So I was really, really relieved and pleased by this period of time now. But then I think I got, I don't know, those baby making genes just woke up again, apparently. We will see if they go to sleep again or whatever happens. I don't know. Anyways. Let's see. Yeah. But remember what you have learned about life and love up until now. And these are like good things, not the things you didn't want, because those aren't really maybe love. I don't know. Okay, I will just read the next card. Summon. Also a reminder for the future. You have high potential here. The second commenter. When you choose this card, it is a symbol to create a ritual and to connect with your spirituality. Get in touch with your own inner magic before you make a move forward. How do you communicate with your powers, or with me, your goddess? Now is the time to pray, to meditate, to acknowledge the sacred in every experience. Don't take your next step lightly. You have the power to summon your spirit, summon your courage, and summon even me. Well, not me. You are inquiring about something important. Breathe and wait for a sign before you act. Choose another card if you need more understanding of my wisdom. Not wisdom, wisdom for you. Well, maybe you do, so I don't know. So I will have to pick another card for you then. Yeah. There was something else there I wanted to check though. I was like, what number was it? 13. 13. Well, yeah, now I recall. I see so many odd visions, and lately I saw this first beast from the Revelation. Lately it was today. And apparently there is so much I love to study these things and the symbolism and all that. But anyways, it could mean, by some anyways, but I have to check into it deeper, going from insanity to sanity. I would say like in a huge scale then, like humanity, which would be very, very great. Everyone, I must agree in that one. However, various ideas we have about how of what would be the result of that and so on, but still, yeah, that was interesting also. Yeah. Moving on. So, more insights. I think you may need that. Maybe not. Here you go. Oh, risk. Well, oh gosh. I guess I'm not like that sort of risk taker that would like to jump from a plane, like, or those kinds of things. I don't find it the gain. If we measure the gain against the whole risk, or the I don't even see any gain in doing those things. Those who love to, do all those bungee jump stuff or whatever they do, adventurous things like that physically. I'm not like that. Maybe I would get totally addicted if I started doing those kinds of things, but I don't think so. I've never been like that. I'm more of a philosophical type of person. But I'm a risk taker in many other ways. I'm also very impulsive in some ways. Have been worse, but I still am. And, here is a woman who jumps off a cliff. She's doing that from happiness, it seems. It's like she just leans forward and the sky will lift her. I mean, she's just safe, it seems. Although there is far down, and I don't know how she will make that jump. So it's like a warning and both a warning and encouragement in this. You should really know the reasons why. Yeah. My child, you have come to a place where you are being asked to take a risk and try something new and different. Rather than worry about how things will turn out, why not take the leap of faith? Yeah. No matter what happens, something important will be experienced. This is a sign that you can prove something to yourself, and when you accomplish it, you will be proud that you did. Another meaning here is to ask yourself about your next action. Is it worth the risk you are taking? If the answer is no, don't do it. If yes, I will give you wings to fly and will catch you if you fall. This symbol also brings gentle warning. Your risk shouldn't be motivated by boredom. This is a symbol of consequences as well as courage. So that's for number 2. And then, so I think maybe I like to be on this edge. Yeah, somehow. I'm a little bit, yeah, you can feel like you are more awake if things are critical in a sense. Do you understand what I mean? I have that kind of backwards enjoyment of that. Not always, not at all always, but there is part of it. Well, maybe also because because it was like chaotic for many years, or then maybe it have continued in a way when I look at it, but also not so much anymore in a way, and in a different way. But still, you get like used to those kinds of. You get used to drama, to high drama in a way, when you are living that. So, or living in those situations, and I don't know. Maybe that also can actually become, I think it can become an addiction. So you get like, not because you're bored otherwise, but because it like make you super alert and focused in a different way, and it's something nice about that. Well, but I prefer calm. Anyways, you can become very excited by all the good things, like those nice smelling roses I have here or whatever. Okay. Third commenter then. Denial. You cannot have this yet, it says. This hand stretching forward to reach to some grapes, purple grapes hanging from a tree here, or branches. And you can't reach them. I mean, you're close to reaching them, but not yet. This is for the third commenter. Not everything is in. What is this? I can't read it. It's too dark now. Okay, now I see. Not everything is in reach, my child. Sometimes I must create distance between what you want and when or how you are meant to receive it. Yeah, there are certain things that I really, really would want right now, today, and I'm really not ready for it. It sucks. Yeah. Consider the wait for your highest good. You are not meant to achieve what you want right now. Keep the faith, for if you wait and what is this? Yeah, show patience, I will reveal some wondrous things later. This is a gentle warning not to get caught up in your desire to reach your goal too soon. You may choose sour fruit that only looks ripe and juicy. In this case, I alone know when the time is ripe. Patience, my child. It's for the third commenter, okay? And then the fourth, I don't even know if there were 4 likes for my previous video. I think maybe, or yeah, at least I will pick 4 cards here. So the fourth that comments on this video will get this card for you. Oh, actually 2 cards, the same. Maybe the same person, I don't know. Here comes summon first and reminders then, so I don't have to read them. Do I have to? No. But do remember. I kind of want to read them again now then, because this was the last card. It feels like, okay, I will repeat this for you. Because there may be not 4 comments, not often there are, so maybe this is a repetition for the other ones. When you choose or get this card, it is a symbol to create a ritual and to connect with your spirituality. Get in touch with your own inner magic before you make a move forward. How do you communicate with your powers, or with me, your goddess? Now is the time to pray, to meditate, to acknowledge the sacred in every experience. Don't take your next step lightly. You have the power to summon your spirit, summon your courage, and summon even Nyx, not me. You are inquiring about something important. Breathe and wait for a sign before you act. Choose another card if you need more understanding of my wisdom for you. Well, I won't probably do that, but maybe I will read summon again now then. Maybe, yeah, I lost card then. But I will read summon again. Interesting that they come up again, those. Not summon again, I mean reminder again. My child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you have already learned. When I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly or choose another direction? When you draw this symbol of reminder, you are being asked to remember all you have learned about life and love up until now. Don't forget what you know already, as it isn't necessary to learn the same thing twice. Then again, how else do you learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I will surely catch you. Remember what you know. And one thing I know, by the way, I don't comment nowadays, but I appreciate all comments. I mean, I don't comment back or answer back very seldom, but if there are questions, I probably would, or at least I will consider them. And hopefully remember to talk about remembering. But yeah, it took me a while also to realize that there is so much fake on here. I mean, how could you not know? I'm too old to know. Those younger ones know. But yeah, I didn't know. So by now, if I don't know a person personally that I can talk to also and know face to face, I don't know who you are. Even if you, I don't know. So therefore I just, I appreciate you who are around, and I thank you for comments, and that's like it. Because I have no clue what your intentions are. And I know there are several that may not mean all that well, and that are connected as well. And yeah, so therefore I just do that for peace of mind. I just don't want to get engaged aside from appreciating, the interaction still. And I will probably interact in videos in a way. So it's not that I don't appreciate it. I do. I just don't engage anymore. I've tried that and it always causes trouble. So I feel like I just do this and then I stay out of there. So, okay, last then. More insight into you, fourth commenter. Here it is. Oh, self-worth. This one, she wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she does. Very much so. self-worth it is about for you. When you get this symbol, you are asked to consider what value do you place on yourself in your life. Do you believe in yourself, or do you believe in a way that tells others you are not worthy? All my children act with self-respect no matter the circumstances they come from. Self-worth and self-esteem mean that you will not allow yourself to be led into compromising situations. Love yourself, for I, Nyx, love you dearly and want the best for you. Act as though you are worthy of only the best, and you shall have it. Keep your head high. Yeah, beautiful. And so I also thought about, I said I was going to talk about psychometry. And I read from a book. And since this is very natural to me, I don't really know how to learn it. I mean, I heard about it and saw in this program, for example, when they were sensing murders, and so I saw what they did, and then I tried, and then I could do it. Not about that sort of things, but other things. I haven't tried the other ones so much. And so I don't know. I don't have experience in that sense with psychometry. I have a lot of experience with some psychometry personally, and I use that every time I do readings almost. And it really creates a strong link, so I can more easily do it. Yeah, I will see just if there is something interesting here for you, and maybe also for me. But it's really dark now. It's like the ability, so as when you touch an object, that you can feel what it's linked to and so on, and even get mediumship messages, I'm sure. At least I can. So it's like the intuition as well. Oh, sorry. So you can get an image, or however you perceive them by your inner senses. But also you can also just hold your hands in the air close to the object and sense the auric field around it. You don't have to touch the subject here, but the object. So you get information then about people, places, or events, or it can be now or in the past or so on, by holding on to something that is connected to a person or then. Oh gosh, I need to drink. I just need to drink. So I don't need to drink even more. Okay, so I will see if there is something I really think you can benefit from. With either your fingertips or the palms of your hands. I usually use the palms, actually. You then pick up psychic impressions or images, and also the hands and all that is connected to the heart chakra, so you kind of sense it through your heart. Yeah. So there are like energy surrounding every object, and they can pick up energy and hold that, especially if it's connected to strong emotions, then also events and so on. Or if you have had an item that have been passed down through generations and so on, it will hold that energy of those previous generations as well. So you can start to pick up on that if you hold on to it. So and you can also, as I've done, use it I've tried it also just to see if I can do it and so on, but usually I use it just when I do readings to tune into their, or to hold the focus really with their energy, although I can do it without the thing. And it says here that the easiest, I don't find this easy at all, but it says that the easiest form of psychometry is when you touch walls or furniture of an old place. And then you might see in your mind, or even three-dimensionally, people walking around there or so on. Or you may feel those emotions and so on, or how they lived and so. Yeah. Or maybe you even feel the most sad, or if you call it negative emotions first, or bad events that have happened or so on. But there can also be happy memories connected to places that you can tune into, even if there are worse ones. Yeah. So I really am not awesome at this. Usually I can pick up things afterwards, if so, because if I'm at a place, there are so many other outer impressions that come at me at the same time. So I think I get too distracted. I can't go into like trances easily when I'm out and about. So I do sometimes pick up, or oftentimes actually, but I do it later when I come home, or during the night when I sleep, and then, or the next day, like those kinds of things. It's like if it's important, it's coming with me, and then pops up when I can go into deeper relaxation, as I don't do at the place itself. So far, anyways, mainly. But I think it's easier and easier. I can do readings anywhere, and yeah, actually I don't know now. I think probably it would work well anywhere now. Yeah. And also do some protective measures to like hold your energy when you do these things, because you open up to other dimensions and to other energies and so on, so you don't pick up too much of that. And also I also tune in through the chakras. It's not psychometry but in a sense it kind of is, because I touch your energy with my energy, let's say, and then I feel you, and I know what you, I can like feel you from within, let's say. So you can feel just through your chakras themselves, and that's why I love in Munaki them call them navis, like eyes, because you see through them. I honestly do. And also through the palms of your hands, or the soles of your feet. Yeah. Or old castles, or monasteries, or rune stones, or museums, all kinds of, or even old natural places, like where there are old trees and so. And the best is not to read up on it first then, but to go there and sense, and then afterwards see if what you felt was correct in some way. And that may be the reason. I think it was 1726, the church I've been going to that is closest, or the church I actually belong to now. I've tried to leave the church quite sometimes because I've not been an active member, and although I have faith in that sense as well, but in my own kind of way. And I love to I love the buildings. I can feel those, all the vibes that have been going on there before, and even before it was a church and so on. It's like those power places, but also the churches themselves. And the church that I used to go, at least like a quite large stone one from 1726. And just the other day, there is a coffee shop quite close, and we sat there the other day before we went to this tattoo fest. There are tattooers from all over the world here, or was in the weekend, and having all drop in and things, but it's cost a bit, so, but it was fun to go there and check a bit. So we were sitting in the cafe shop close by there before, and sorry, I get tired when I talk. And then we looked at that. It says on the top of the shirt numbers, and just pondered how it looked then. If it was just farmland around here, probably around the church mostly, or a few buildings. I mean, not buildings, but like houses then. Or I need to find pictures of how it looked before. Maybe I can show you in the next video. But anyways, yeah, I really love to sit on those places just because it's old places. I love those. Although I don't sit there and pick up things from before, I kind of, I feel it still, and it feels good to me. Yeah, it's very comforting. Yeah, and also to feel if it's an old place, like feel at the wood with your hands, or press your feet against the old floor, like if it's stone or wooden floors, or sink deeply into sofa, or push it back into the if it's like those old chariots or whatever, behind a horse and so on. Just like sense it with your body. And if you work with things in an old house, try to choose those items that are from the original house then, if you want to tune into what the history of the house. So and also outdoors, if there are just ruins, like parts left, you can of course hold on to those and tune in. And maybe you also can hear voices from then and so on. Yeah. So just breathe slowly and gently in and out through the nose until you feel that your own limits like melt away and the boundaries of the building is like extended or widened, so that you for a moment just connect and you come into the aura of the place. You can also imagine that a different pair of hands also touch the wall at the same time as you do, like widen your vision so that you can see that person, the whole person from the past, who once made the same physical contact, so that you can see them in your vision. So if you blink and open your eyes wide up, maybe you can see a flash of impression from them. And you should like stay with an item for a while and not rush forward to the next thing. It's better to just explore one thing in detail and not to rush around in a whole castle or so on to get lots of superficial, you say, or brief impressions. Afterwards you can go around the building and the surroundings and so on, and it will help you to see, find a find an understanding of what you saw. But you can also get it through many senses, through feelings or physical sensations or sounds, images, scents, whatever. And trust your feelings and instincts. If a room, for example, does feel not nice, then it's nothing for you right away, so probably walk away from there. And they don't have to be present. If you see something in your vision or in the room even, it could be impressions from their life when they lived there. Or even if there is an actual presence that you can communicate with or so on. Then if it's a real presence there, they used to be more solid and conscious of you and your presence than those psychometric imprints like of people's lives in the place. Still they can't harm you, or they won't try to like possess you or something, because they are rooted in their dimension that is parallel to yours. So, and you can also experience that you get cold when these two worlds touch each other for a moment. And you may suddenly know everything about what you saw or that person's life and so on, if you connect with spirit. Yeah. And also, if there are scents that are timeless, like roses or boughs with dried lavender or so, or spices, those can contribute to strengthen your impressions of what happened at the place. And also, the more you have activated this clairvoyant or psychic ability, the less need you will have to actually touch onto the wall or the furniture or the thing. Gradually you will just feel this psychic connection. And also when you feel things, it will fade after a while, and those sounds from the sounds from that are in the now will then come back, like so. And there is also a suggestion to take if you had then a bottle of water with you, or a small, it can be tiny one, to put onto your 4 upper chakras. That would be the crown, the third eye, the throat chakra, and both of the wrists of the hands for the heart chakra. And thank those who have communicated with you, and ask them to stay there in peace or so that you won't have someone lasting impressions or something that will make you feel bad, or bring some spirits with you home or something. That can be good. Yeah. And also, if there are items you can't really touch because they're at a museum or so on, and there are glass around them and so on, you can still hold your hands up, like hand tune into the auric field. It brings quicker contact if you hold it physically, but yeah. So especially when you work with objects you have no idea about, you should do some prayer or some type of protection beforehand. It's good. And also in between each, if you do several items, to wash your hands in flowing water in between each of the items. Yeah, and after the last one as well. So of course antique things may have a lot of history to tell. Yeah. Some of the practices I described beforehand when it comes to clear hearing is like a little bit similar. So you can relax and if you need to, for example, imagine that this blue screen is there with a white dot that will grow until it's a sphere, and then have your eyes closed and touch the hand over the surface of whatever it is you don't touch to feel if there is any uneven things or marks or so on. To stroke this surface until you feel that the hardness of it start to soften, and that you start to feel the energy starting to flow in your hands, like a sensation of warmth. I have never done this though. I've just held my hands usually quite still and just maybe moved them once or twice or so. I'm just tuned into the energy, but yeah, it's a good description though. And also here you can also imagine that a couple of other hands like yours also hold this item, and while you feel this contact or connection getting more brief or lessens, then imagine a different pair of hands that receives this item and hold it. And so maybe you then will see also how it passes on to different persons or generations, or what if it would have been used in a wedding day or whatever. You may see visions of that. And take your time, so if you're patient, the whole story can start to develop. So and you can then widen your vision to see the figure or figures in the past that hold this item, and you can see the place where this item were held, and so on. And you can see who else were present at the time, and so on. Yeah. And just work with one item at a time, and take a break, and write down during the break. Write down what you saw, heard, or felt before you do another one, and also wash your hands. And it's better to start with just one, and then not do another one until another day or other days later, so on, or weeks or months or whatever. But just start with one to rather deepen your vision with this item. And afterwards you can ask about the history of the item, or where it have been, or you can search online, or or those who work at museums may be able to give you information about the background. So I want to tell you more about those things that are there. Yeah, I also love museums. The actually old churches and museums may be the favorite places. Maybe it's because the connection to all the spiritual info or something. I don't know. It's peaceful there. Yeah. And even if you see something that you won't be able to confirm by someone, still trust what you see. You don't have to be convinced though, but don't dismiss it, And also then you can try after doing these, because these have a lot of info, so it's easier to feel, I guess. But then you can try with friends or those who know those items they have, or that have been in their families, especially those that have been there for several generations. And and then you may know more in detail about the history of it, so you get to know more if what you sensed was right. And also be open to unexpected or things like that. So and if you see things you don't think, I mean, yeah, you can see all kinds of things, so just be aware of how you then say it to someone if you see visions that that maybe you think are more like secret, or so. You can reveal family secrets, so just think about how you say or what you really want to reveal of what you see. You don't have to reveal everything. But don't dismiss things because you think they are too strange, because oftentimes that's the most important thing to say, because that also confirms something you couldn't make up or something you couldn't know, you know? Yeah, and also you can also feel things in the now, if it's used still, especially this item or so on. What goes on in the family right now or so on. Yeah. And also, as I said, you can then tune into places or old times or so on, but you also can tune into something that have a personal value for the owner, to get in touch with their auric energy field and what is imprinted in that field, so you get to know a lot about the person by feeling their things, so to say. Yeah. And you can then go forward, even if you get just tiny bits of information, you then can work with, for example, tarot cards or a crystal ball. Some people may do that. And I haven't done this. Yeah, I've done this in private. I mean, in situations where there have been some people I know. But group readings, for example, sessions, not as a psychometry, but I have tuned into people as a group reading. But I would love to do group readings for others that I don't know also sometime. I haven't just gotten there yet. But if people have put a personal item or into a box or something, and then that you take one item at a time, if you are experiencing this, I mean, and talk about the person who put that item there, and then you don't know which one of them there it is, and then you just tune into the item and talk about it. So that I really would love to do. So, and to get that contact, it should be personal and very important to the owner, and also, I mean, emotionally important. And it's good if they have had it at least a few years, so that their memories are imprinted into that. So, yeah. Yeah, and you can work with car keys or wallets to get the connection, or especially if someone is driving a lot then or something. But generally it's the older or the more personal the item is, the easier it is to get in touch with the owner's life now and also the future. So this item will give information about the past and the family. And since it's important for the future, you will see those opportunities and what is affecting it in the now, and also maybe ways around potential dangers, or yeah. Yeah. And if it have been going or being passed down through generations. Maybe also you can pick up on the persons who had it beforehand. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and also before you get that item, to do some sort of protection measure. It's good. You can also let it, if you start to do a session like that, I have not done it like this, but I will still mention it. You can let the thing rest on the table between you. If it's heavy or larger, while you speak and about the goal or so on, or problems or opportunities, or you can formulate specific questions or situations, and then that you can later then tune into and answer during the reading. And the owner should then touch this item while he or she is talking. And when they have stopped talking, ask them to just hold their hands on the item and hold the item at the same time a minute or two, so that your psychic vibrations can go into the item. And just this is like a teaching tool, and if you want to learning to learn this. So also talk about how they first got the item, and ask them to describe that moment very in detail as much as possible. Since you will then start at that point, to tune into that point when they got it. And then later on you don't have to use that step, it's just to begin to learn. But this creates a stronger focus point for you when you're going to tune in. So, and when you search for lost objects, so ask the one who lost the object to try to remember when they separated from the item or this lost pet or so on. And that in that case it could be good to hold on to the collar if it's a lost dog or so on. And then you can also talk about when the dog first came into the family and so on, to activate this psychic track. Do you say trail? Or yeah, you should say track, I think. I don't know. Yeah. And then you hold and touch the item yourself, and you go over it with your fingertips and also the palms of your hands. And often they start to feel warm when the energies is built up. And then start to focus your mind when you look at the item and touch it. Focus on the moment or the time when it was given to the owner. So see them as younger, or the joy that they got from this present or purchase and so on. So this will be the place that you start from. Even if you don't ask how they got it or so on. And get this information just psychically. And if there is something that happened before this person got the item that is very important to be able to answer the question they have in mind, then you will see this one even younger and younger in your vision, and in different this thing in different places than before this person became the owner of the item. And you will also gradually see scenes move forward in time. So continue to touch the item with your fingertips or so, or if it's small enough, you can hold it in between your palms. I do that with the photos that I have from people that I do readings for, and I hold it in between the palms. So the more you get in contact with the past that is closest in time, you start its timeline. So if you let it flow, it will reveal paths to that is possible just beyond the horizon, kind of. And if you drop the thread, you can go back to this image when the person first received the item, and then quicker move yourself forward in time until you get in touch again with where you were then. Yeah. So, and the key is not to stop the flow and not stop with each puzzle piece of information and ask if it's right, but just go on. Even if the person can't immediately place a bit of information, it can, or if a person can't, it can create like a doubt in your mind that will block this natural intuition. So just let it flow. And you can document it if you want the reading or the information you get. And when you feel that this contact or connection weakens, then give back the item, and so that the other person can hold this link alive, so to speak, with your psychic vibrations, and then discuss what you have what things you have discovered, let's say. Yeah. So and then maybe they will tell you about how they feel or something going on in their life that this reading will touch down to, or so on. And also it's very important to remember that this is not a test of your ability, but a genuine try to help. And the more you are able to boost the other person and help them interpret what you saw, heard, or felt, the more the reading can be of use for them. So that's the important thing, not to be like best. It's the important thing is that it can be useful for them. So it will probably, the information that in all kinds of ways you read psychically or as medium also, some of it will come as symbols and some will just have meaning to the receiver rather than you if you do reading. So ask the client or whom you do it for about those, if you get symbols that are particularly strong, if they mean something special for them. And sometimes an event can just be verified after you've checked it up, with older family members or looked at old photographs or so even if you don't get that result immediately, or it doesn't seem crystal clear immediately, it may pop up later. And actually there have been a few times last time when I've done some readings to people or tuned in like more or less quickly. You shouldn't probably do that a lot. I shouldn't do that a lot because it just doesn't give it the whole thing. But still, and I've gotten some things or names even or so on, and they don't check it up, and that disturbs me, because somehow, since I know that this works and I have so many experiences of that. I feel that if the spirits really wanted to come through and that person don't even eats is a Swedish word, they don't even, take the time to check it up, then it feels a little bit like that, like it's just a test kind of thing, and they don't even bother, It's disturbing. Yeah. So that was that. I think I will have to end now, right? Talked for so long. Yeah. I hope you got something out of this, and let me know if you try any of these methods and how it works for you, if you want to. As I said, I really appreciate readings, yeah, but also reading what you write, and so, although I may not comment back much. So, yeah, well, I will just end for now, and I wish you all the best, everyone. Okay then, everyone.